What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Review for Shenmue the Animation. This is episode 5, and with me, as always, I have Blue Spade.
hmm So this episode pretty much ends the way I expected it to. With them and ending off the Mad Angel storyline, and then immediately heading straight to the end of Shenmue 1. So it looks like this Shenmue 2 storyline is gonna span like 7 episodes, obviously, because we only have 7 episodes left of the season.
Yeah, and I think that hopefully should be enough for them to mostly properly adapt Shenmue 2, considering Shenmue 2 is a little bit longer and has more stuff, more more stuff going on with the story than the first game does. So I think they ended it in ended the events of Shenmue 1 in the best place they could. If they're going to be, if it's going to be a 12 episode, 12 to 13 episode anime, I think ending it here is the best way to go about it. There were some things obviously they cut from Shenmue 1, but some of them, from what I remember, aren't all that important. I guess, an example would be the Rio trying to get tickets to go to Hong Kong, and the whole thing with the travel company. I don't really mind them cutting that. It's not really that important.
Yeah. So we pretty much pick up in right where the last episode leaves off, with Ryo and Guizhong fighting each other. Of course, the reason why Ryo's fighting Guizhong is because he's got his hands tied because of Nozomi being taken hostage by the Mad Angels, and the only way they can free her is for Ryo to defeat Guizhong. However, what happens at the same time is we see Goro somehow gets a message, like a chalk drawn message from Ryo, and sees that Ryo's in trouble with the Mad Angel. So he runs toward I think one of Nozomi's friends. I think her name is Mai, for help, and of course immediately Mai goes out and helps Goro out in the docks, and decides like she's gonna drive a forklift to distract the Mad Angels. Of course, before that happens,
I'm trying to remember too. Like when I watched this, like did this happen in the game?
I cannot remember.
Because I don't remember some of these parts. Like this could be actually like some things could have been original. Like it could have like changed some stuff, I guess. Like I don't remember Mark, getting on the forklift and like busting into the Mad Angel's hideout or whatever. He could have done that. I just like it's been a while since I played it, but I don't remember that. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if that happened.
Yeah, I'll probably take a look at it after this. But
Yeah.
Mark ends up helping them out by driving this forklift, and then just pretty much pinning down the two Mad Angels, who are holding the zombie hostage. And I don't know if you noticed that you saw them piss themselves.
I noticed that. Oh, that was so ridiculous. They actually showed that.
So they do end up saving the zombie, and then of course they head out and witness Ryo fighting Guizhong. And I guess in a way Ryo noticed that Nozomi is safe, so Ryo and Guizhong end up faking each other getting knocked out with what was it that
The swallow dive kick.
Yeah, that swallow dive kick. And then of course this leads to the Mad Angels leader dropping his guard, and this leads to Ryo and Guizhong just pretty much taking out every member of the Mad Angels, including the leader himself.
Yeah, it's pretty much that fight from the game where they just fight all the Mad Angels. You team up with Guizhong to fight them.
Yeah, and as soon as they defeat the leader, the guy mentions that because he knows like Ryo's going after Londi, that there are many top tier level enemies that Ryo's gonna end up fighting against once he reaches Hong Kong. So that's pretty much the end of that scene. And then of course Ryo drives Nozomi home, and then of course Nozomi, is of course still worried about what Rio is going to end up doing once he goes to Hong Kong to try to go after Londi and then avenging his father's death.
Yeah, we actually see a scene where it shows that Nozomi overheard Rio talking to Guizhong about going to Hong Kong, and it seems like she's kind of like, I guess, trying to come to terms with him saying that or something, because we actually see later on in the episode where she just kind of she ends up sending him off, but obviously you can see there's she's pretty upset about Rio deciding to leave to go there. And I guess that because we also saw in the earlier episodes that I guess Nozomi was trying to decide if she should leave to go to Canada to, I think it was like be with her father or something. So I think maybe that might have impacted her decision to whether or not she is going to go there. And because that does happen in the game, that she does go off there, apparently goes off to Canada, but we never actually see her after that. So I'm wondering if the anime might actually like show some original scenes where like we actually see her there and see what she's up to while Rio is over in Hong Kong.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I think this
because the anime has definitely focused more on Nozomi as a character.
Yeah, I'm curious if and not to mention the fact that they keep that the first 3 episodes focused on Shenhua, more for whatever reason. But
yeah, so that's why I think they might do something like that with Nozomi.
Yeah, I think the anime did kind of like develop Nozomi's character a lot more than he did in the game. So I'm kind of glad that they are doing that just to expand on it a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think the episode kind of time skips a few days later, and like you said, Rio goes off to the port to meet with Guizhong Guizhong and his father to head over to Hong Kong, and of course Chen recommends that his son Guizhong join Rio to Hong Kong so he can help him.
Before he ends up talking with them too, like he actually like talks to Goro and
Goro and Mai. Goro and Mai.
I think this did happen in the game, and it was weird there too. But I guess the two of them like decide to get married, which just it really comes out of nowhere, especially considering how they were like talking with each other before. I don't know. I thought it was a joke at first when they brought it up in the anime, but I guess they're serious about it. I don't know. It was just it was weird, and I guess that was the way that I guess they kind of send Rio off, telling him that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it would have made sense if they would have gotten into a relationship, but marriage
there's no build up to it. It just happens, I guess. Like their interactions so far haven't really suggested that. So I thought it was just it just seems like it seems very strange. Like considering there like I said, there's no build up to it. It just kind of happens.
Anyway, so yeah, like I said, we're back at the port and Guizhong is, of course, ready to join Rio to head over to Hong Kong. But before that happens, Chai ends up showing up and then just causes a ruckus, which he drops like a set of heavy lead pipes, which unfortunately end up falling onto Guizhong's leg, breaking it. Then, of course, Rio manages to fend him off by just kicking him into the river. Well, actually, no, into the water from the port. So, because of Guizhong's injury, Rio convinces him to stay with his father instead of coming with them to Hong Kong.
Yeah. And then, of course, this is where the first game pretty much ends, where Rio gets on the boat and goes over to Hong Kong. And this is where the episode ends as well. So we're pretty much officially done with the events of the first game. Like I said, there were some things that they definitely cut out. But as far as I remember, like most of what they cut isn't really that important. So I'm mostly fine with how the first game was adapted. I guess what's going to be most concerning is how they're going to handle the second one. It seems like they do have more episodes to work with for the second game. So I'm not too concerned that they're going to be cutting out most of the important stuff. I don't know. I don't know how you feel about that. Like, is there? They pretty much have like the remainder of this season to properly adapt the second game.
Yeah, I mean, 7 episodes are plenty to adapt the next one, but in terms of like what they're going to be doing with the other characters, I mean, I'm well, we pretty much expect like 2 other major characters to show up based on the opening. Like, I think they're Ren and Joy are going to be joining Rio in his quest to locate Londi, and then of course eventually, it's eventually going to have end where Rio is going to meet up with Shenhua and show her the Phoenix Mirror.
Yeah, although this doesn't really happen until like the very end of Shenmue 2. So yeah, that might be why they showed Shenhua more for the anime, because considering you don't really get to know her until like the very end of Shenmue 2 and of course Shenmue 3.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but I thought, so far the adaptation is okay. I mean, I didn't mind them taking out certain events like that, with Rio going up to this like disreputable travel agency to get a ticket. I think what they've shown so far was pretty decent, and I do like that they're expanding upon like different characters like Nozomi and their relationship with Rio.
Yeah, I do like some of the additions to the anime. I think they do a fairly decent job at fleshing out some of the characters and some plot points that they kind of didn't really have a lot of that in the game. So yeah, I do like that part about it. Like I said, I'm mostly fine with how they adapted the first game. Like I said, the real question is how they're going to handle the second one. So far, like you said, it's been an okay adaptation. So I think they'll do an okay job with the second one. I just kind of wish this got like a full season, like 20 some episodes or something. Then it would have much more time to work with. I feel like it having 12 to 13 episodes, it kind of has to definitely like it just kind of like cut out a lot more than I feel like it maybe should have, I guess. If it had gotten a full season, like I said, it would have much more time to properly kind of go into most of the things from the game. Yeah, I don't really have too much else to say about the episode in and of itself. I don't know if you have anything else to say.
Yeah, I mean, initially I was a little bit worried about how they were going to be adapting the first 2 games in a 13-episode season, but I think so far it's gone pretty well, in my opinion. I'm curious on how they're going to handle the storyline for Shenmue 2, which is obviously it's going to span the remainder of this season. So 7 episodes should be plenty of time to adapt the second game, considering how long that game was.
Yeah, let's hope so. So, yeah, that all being said, until next Sunday, we will see you all next time.